I'm Geoffrey Larson, Music Director of Seattle Metropolitan Chamber Orchestra. This Saturday, SMCO is performing one of my favorite works by the Czech composer Leos Janácek. It's his Suite for Strings, a piece that is not performed very often, but I think is full of just the most incredibly emotional and passionate music and some very personal romantic statements as well. It's a piece that was written when Janácek was just 23 years old in 1877, one of the first pieces that he composed for orchestra and had published. And it's full of influences that come from Beethoven and his Czech countryman Dvorak. It's structured in 6 movements, and for me, the emotional core of this piece is the 5th movement, which I'd like to briefly share with you. Just to set the scene for the 5th movement of Janácek's Suite for Strings, when we get to this point, we have just heard a very quick and lively scherzo. A scherzo is a symphonic movement that's counted in a very fast 3. And Janácek's scherzo is in the key of D minor. Beethoven wrote a very famous scherzo also in the key of D minor in his Ninth Symphony. Janácek's scherzo in the key of D minor. Then we get to the 5th movement, and Janácek sets the scene with just cellos and basses playing very softly together in unison. A very low, deep, mysterious register. It's music that seems to just float without any sense of time, and it reminds me of recitative, the device that's used in opera to advance the plot. When a singer sings recitative, it is more in the style of speech, and the music is written in such a way that it just follows the contours and the rhythms of natural speech. And Beethoven also used cellos and basses together in unison, playing explicitly in the style of recitative, also in his Ninth Symphony. So here in the 5th movement, when Janácek uses this cello and bass recitative, it feels like he is setting up a very personal statement. Maybe some sort of confession. He's begun in B flat, but now we find ourselves in D major. And he sets up just the most beautiful, beautiful phrase in the full string orchestra. Find ourselves now in the key of B major, but Janácek suddenly turns away from B major to the key of B flat with the most incredible cello solo. Going into the very high register of the cello. It's playing that's incredibly delicate and very, very personal. And for me, this is Janácek making some sort of romantic confession. During this time of his life, He was just falling in love with a woman who would later become his wife. But at the time, she was actually his student and years younger than him. So there is this sort of privacy and secrecy to this musical statement. In the sixth and final movement of Janácek's Suite for Strings, we really hear this Dvorak influence now in the key of B minor, and it's like we're being taken along for a story that is just being told for us. Music that is restless, full of memory. And a bit of mystery. So this is some really, really special music, and I really hope you'll get the chance to see SMCO and hear SMCO perform this work live this coming Saturday, November 16th at 8 o'clock p.m. First Free Methodist Church in Seattle. Tickets are available online at smcomusic.org. I'm sure there's a link somewhere near this video. And I will see you this coming Saturday. You'll also hear music of Ligeti from his Romanian concerto, music of Chopin, his first piano concerto in E minor, a very angsty and passionate work, also composed by a very young Chopin. We have a fantastic soloist coming, Edward Zhang, to play the piano. And you will hear a new work by Rina Esmail, her Teen Murti. We're very passionate about this living composer. See you this Saturday.